So, I'm already set up for the holidays. As you can see, I got my Christmas tree all made. But today, my name is Antonio, and this is the AAS. I am your host, Antonio Vernucci. Today, we are going over my Week 13 picks. Last week, I was 8-8. Had some big upsets that really shocked me. Well, Seahawks and Niners wasn't a surprise, but I went with my Hawks anyway. But let's get started. So first off, on Thursday night, in back-to-back weeks, you got the Seattle Seahawks going into Big D to face the Cowboys. Now, both these teams having their sides. The Seahawks coming off of a loss to the Niners. And then, meanwhile, the Cowboys, their defense is looking really good right now. And also, Dak Prescott, looking actually like a top 5 MVP candidate, but is it going to last? I'm taking the Cowboys over the Seahawks because the Cowboys are just going to cream us. Because I just personally believe that. So, the Cowboys are going to cream us, like I said. But next up, you got an AFC South divisional matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Both these teams coming off of a win. The Colts against Tampa Bay, and then the Titans against Carolina. So I'm taking the Colts against the Titans. Will Levis isn't quite there yet. Gardner Minshew has the more experience. So for that, I'm taking the Colts. Next up, you got the current team on top of the NFC South in the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New York Jets. Now, the Falcons on top of their division for the first time this season after beating the Saints in their house last week. And meanwhile, the Jets coming off of a gut-wrenching loss to the Dolphins. I have the Falcons picked in this one because the Jets just can't do anything unless Aaron Rodgers comes back. That would be some kind of miracle. But next up, you got the Panthers taking on the Bucs. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here because the Panthers have just been too sucky lately. And then you got two teams that have lost in the last week. The Detroit Roaring Lions taking on the New Orleans Saints. I am going with the Detroit Lions here. There is no way in my mind that the Lions are losing back-to-back games, especially against a team like the Saints. And then, the Chargers on the road to take on the New England Patriots. I have the Chargers picked in this because the Patriots are just god-awful this year. I mean, damn. This Belichick team, he was not fully responsible for that six trophy dynasty that we all know of with the Patriots. It was Tom Brady that led the charge. That proved that. And then you got the Arizona Cardinals going to the Steel City to face Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers coming off of a win against a Joe Burrow-less team. Offense getting 400 yards for the first time since 2020. But this Steelers team is looking really good right now and has a chance to make a playoff push in the long run. I have the Steelers picked in this one because it's the Cardinals. But if the Cardinals somehow get this win, sorry, but I might curse you out. And then the Dolphins taking on the Commanders. I think that one's a pretty easy pick. The Dolphins are going to beat the Commanders all the way down to heck. And then a playoff implication matchup. The Denver Broncos heading on the road into Houston to take on the Houston Texans. Now, Broncos, 5-game win streak is going on right now with Russell Wilson leading the charge, former Seahawk. And then also the Texans coming off of a big loss in the final seconds due to a missed field goal, wide left. So I have the Texans winning this matchup. They're going to rebound after last week's loss to the Jags and to prove the Broncos aren't for real. And then the NFC Championship rematch that we've all been waiting for. as the San Francisco 49ers go on the road into the city of brotherly love to face the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, both these teams coming off of big wins. The Eagles beating the Bills in overtime, and then the Niners just pounded on my Seahawks. But I have the Eagles picked in this one. There's no way they're losing at home. When Jalen Hurts has faced adversity, he has always shown up whenever his team is trailing or tied. Meanwhile, Brock Purdy is not on that same level. Whenever he's down, he tends to stress, which we have seen constantly. I just hope nobody on the Niners gets injured. That's all I hope for next week's matchup against the Seahawks. And then, the Browns taking on the Rams. The Browns coming off of a big loss against the Broncos last week. DTR is now hurt. And now the Rams might have a chance at beating the Browns. I have the Rams beating the Browns just because the Rams are better built. And we don't know if P.J. Walker is going to come in and prove that what he was during that multiple game win streak before. And then Sunday night, you got a Super Bowl #1, Super Bowl I rematch. In a lot of years since it's changed, you got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Now, this matchup is really good. The Chiefs coming off a big win in Las Vegas, Nevada, my hometown. I'm wearing my Golden Knight hat, if you didn't notice. And then the Packers coming off of a surprising win against the Lions and beating them on Thanksgiving, which has been their kryptonite every single time. But I don't know, man. Oh my God. I want to go with the Packers because I think they might pull the upset and shock everybody. But at the same time, I don't see the Packers beating Patrick Mahomes. If they beat Patrick Mahomes, I would be in shock the next day. So for now, I'm going to take the Chiefs over the Packers to prove to everyone that the Chiefs are still red hot. But might not be red hot after this week. We don't know if they're going to win or not, or if it's going to be too cold in Lambeau for them. And then Monday night, which was supposed to be a really good matchup until Burrow got hurt, you got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cincinnati Bengal fans are really missing Joe Burrow right now. They are just in awe, losing to the Steelers last week, which I had you guys picked last week, so I'm very sorry about that. And meanwhile, the Jags coming off of a big win in Houston to secure their #1 spot on top of the AFC South. But just because Joe Burrow's out, I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're a better built team all around. So those are my picks for the week. So just let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below on what matchups you think are going to go which way. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on that notification bell for day-to-day updates. And then the next following week, we will be going over my picks, the picks that I got right in my top 5 NFC teams of the next week. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.